Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the GM. It is your guy, Boulanger. Up next, Ravens versus Eagles preview. Let's talk. The Baltimore Ravens face off against the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday, 4:25 in Baltimore. Must be the game of the week. This game has been thought of and billed as a potential Super Bowl matchup, right? The Baltimore Ravens are believed to be one of the top probably 6 teams who can make the Super Bowl, and over in the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles are believed to meet the Detroit Lions in the NFC Championship. So, the potential is certainly there. Nevertheless, I think this game Sunday is going to be the type of game that can validate or invalidate the Baltimore Ravens as a potential contender. And I think that can happen with a win or a loss. What do you mean, Belanger? How can a loss validate us? Well, here's the deal. When we think about the Philadelphia Eagles offense versus the Baltimore Ravens defense, right? What do we have in this matchup? Well, you have probably the most complete offense as it pertains to position groups. The Philadelphia Eagles have the one or two best offense in the entire league. They have right now the best running back in the league. They have a top 7 or 8 tight end in Dallas Goedert. And then they have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith making a top 3 wide receiver tandem when healthy. And then at the quarterback position, he's no slouch. He could potentially be a Pro Bowler in the NFC once again this year. And so when you think about every position group, there's Pro Bowl level players, and they have been performing well, leading their team to an average of 30 plus points per game over the last 6 or 7 and a 6 or 7 game win streak. So they're going to come into Baltimore hot, right? And so when we jump to the Baltimore Ravens side of things defensively, right, we have some Pro Bowl level players as it pertains to what's happening this season. I think Travis Jones is playing like a Pro Bowler. Not sure if Meta BK is having a type of season that will qualify him, but they've both been good together down in the trenches. Not sure if Roquan Smith is a Pro Bowler this year. I know he's had kind of a slouch type year. And with that hamstring, you don't know how effective he will be on Sunday, but we do know he will play. And, well, let me say it this way. I believe he will play because he was ramping up to play this past Sunday and just couldn't go. So maybe one more week of treatment and rest will have him ready to go on Sunday. When you get into the secondary, Kyle Hamilton is definitely going to be a Pro Bowler this year. And then Marlon Humphrey is also playing like a Pro Bowler. So we have, kind of top-notch performers versus top-notch performers. I think that the pressure that the Philadelphia Eagles offense can cause our defense is what has the potential to increase our mistake making, right? Will we make more holding penalties on defense? Will we make more defensive pass interference penalties on defense, right? Because the type of pressure that A.J. Brown can put on a defense with his speed and power and size, I think that can certainly cause a cornerback to panic and grab and things like that. So the question is going to be, will we roll that safety over the top? Will Kyle Hamilton show off that range? Will Darius Washington be in right place, right time when we're facing off against this offense? And then when you add what Saquon Barkley is actually doing in both the passing game and the running game, he adds a dynamic to this offense that they didn't have last year. And now that they found really a consistent way to use him, their explosiveness is off the charts. And so that's going to be the question. Can our guys in the trenches put up enough resistance to keep Saquon Barkley off that 150-yard pace, right? I know that's a big ask, because if he gets 25 carries, he should get 150 easy. But we've been holding guys, for the most part, under 100 yards. So can we minimize what he's actually going to do? That's going to be the question. You're not going to shut him down, but can we minimize what he does, right? And then, with Jalen Hurts being able to run the ball, that adds to their run game, and then the play action as well. And so they have a lot of elements to this offense. And my concern is, will our defense be able to put up a level of resistance like we have over the last couple of weeks that's been a bend but don't break type of ordeal? Because this offense is certainly better than what we faced in Pittsburgh and also what we faced in the Los Angeles Chargers. So that's the question. When we think about the Baltimore Ravens offense versus the Philadelphia Eagles defense, that's where I think we can help out our defense, because I think it's going to be a must. The Philadelphia Eagles stroll in with a really good defense, specifically along that defensive line. anchored by Jordan Davis, a big 350-pound nose tackle. Now, I haven't watched Philadelphia Eagles at all this year, so I still believe that he's healthy. I know a little to a lot about him. And so the question is going to be, can we run off of him, not through him, not trying to move him out of the way, but can we run off of him, meaning he's in position? Can we scheme it up to get around him? If we can do that, this linebacker group is not great. They're solid, but they're not great. And we've seen what we've done when we've been consistent in the run with mediocre linebacking groups. This secondary is not great. They are solid, but not great. And so will the Baltimore Ravens be able to execute their offense without those 3 or 4 drives where we stall out? This cannot be one of those games. It cannot be one of those games where we get stuck in the mud for a whole quarter and a half, because we will get blown out in this game. That's why I say this is going to be a validating or invalidating game. The Baltimore Ravens could lose, but if we put on a good performance, right, especially against a complete team, right, I think that it could give us some momentum even if we go into the bye week with a loss, right? I think that some things we're going to have to see from our offense is, can we eliminate the penalties this week? I think that has to be the focus. Can we stay even with the chains? Not even ahead, not even 2 and 4 and 3rd and 1, stuff like that, but just can we stay even, right? Can we be at 2 and 5? Or 2nd and 5, excuse me. Can we be at 3 and 3? Can we stay even, not behind the chains? If we get behind the chains, it creates a tougher task. This is a game that I believe that the Baltimore Ravens tight ends can play a big part. I think that Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, and Charlie Kolar can all play a good part in this game, especially when it comes to exploiting the linebacking group and the middle of that secondary. I think this is a game also that the screen game can get involved. I have seen Philadelphia be exploited a little bit when it comes to running back screens and things like that. And so will we put together a game plan in order to be able to sustain momentum from drive to drive? I think this is also a game, right, where we need to actually speed it up in the first half. I think speeding it up in the first half keeps those big D linemen on the field, and they don't want to go play after play after play. They want to get 2 or 3 plays and have a rotation. And so if we can keep those big D line on the field, 9-10 play drives, I think that we have an opportunity to get a win in Philadelphia. Now let me close out with this point. I think that our offense being able to sustain drives, long drives, I think that that's going to be the catalyst to help out our defense. Because if our defense is not on the field as much, because we have time of possession offensively, I think it minimizes the amount of scoring that Philadelphia can do, right? Because they can score quick. We've seen that. And I think there will be a play or two in this game that they have explosive plays, for sure. But I think that if we keep them on the sideline because we're sustaining drives, I think it mitigates the damage that they can do. So that's what I'm thinking, man. You guys let me know what we need to do to get a win against Philadelphia at home. And you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving. And I will catch you guys on Friday. I'm Miguel Boulanger. This is the GM, and I'm out.